Good morning and welcome to the Zone event. Let's get on your feet, put them hands together, and welcome to the stage, Shanda Sumter!
Woo! Which way do you want to go? I love this song. Okay, so how was last night? Super awesome. I'm super glad to hear that. Okay, and everybody looks amazing and ready to rock. So you're probably wondering why I have these amazingly beautiful women on stage. Do you wonder why? Okay, so a couple things. First and foremost, they're inspiring. Secondly, they are all wearing Spanx. And the only reason why, first of all, I do not get paid by Spanx. I don't have any of that. I am a woman that knows that there are no other leggings but Spanx. I have thrown out my leggings. So, Deidre is wearing my absolute favorite Spanx. I just got these ones. I'm shamefully can tell you that I wore them 3 times last week in a week, and I have a really big closet. So I love those leggings. I wear them with running shoes. I wear them with t-shirts. I wear them dressed up. I wear them with knee-high boots already. I'm in love with them. So just in the spirit of the whole Toys for Tots scenario, Spanx is also donating 10% to Toys for Tots. I'm obsessed with getting those kids some toys this Christmas, okay? So in the spirit of generosity, in the spirit of commitment, I am fucking relentless. I am relentless, okay? So I want you to be relentless about anything that's important to you. But it's so important that we also take a stand for things that are outside our own, normal business and our own ecosystem. It's like, let's look out and see what happens. So, Deidre, I do want to ask you a quick question, and I know I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, but I have I've been reading through the hot seat applications. It's a lot of them. The hot seat applications. And one of my visions, really a strong vision of mine, which we're very good friends, is to help people in corporate America who want to transition out. They really just need to know how and what do I sell. And so she's really a stand for that. But when I'm reading the applications, there's actually a lot of you in the room. There's a lot of you in the room where you're saying, I want to leave my 9 to 5, or, I have a great job, but I'm ready for something different. And so can you just give just a piece of advice for anybody's in that spot before we jump off? I don't know if that's on. Hopefully it is.
Gosh, I would love to do that.
Oh, it's on. So go.
I'd love to do that right on the spot for you. So I guess the one thing I would say is if you're I don't know, many of you maybe have had this experience, but you work really, really, really hard day in, day out, and you're trying to climb that ladder. And then you get to the top and you're like, what the fuck? Really? I worked for this? I have no time. My time is not my own. I'm on a schedule. And so that's really where I was at. 2 years ago, I started on this journey. And I'm like, I'm going to quit my job in like 5 years. 5 years. And then last year I was like, maybe 3 years. And then I spent a day in the pool with Shanda, and I'm going to quit in March. So, and just like that, you can really make a commitment to just focus on your vision. Just like you did climbing the ladder, you can focus on that vision, and you can start small, build a list, get an audience, sell to it, and just go for it. And so I don't have a master plan. I'm gonna take a huge leap of faith.
Yeah.
Huge. And I'm just gonna do it. Yeah. And my husband is just freaking out back there, I'm sure, but he knows, and he's, I think that's another thing. Surround yourself with amazing people, and surround yourself with an amazing spouse that always supports you.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
That's so cool. Thank you.
And Miss Shanda Sumter. This is the one you gotta hire, right here.
So we call it the Yacht Club. The Yacht Club is our group of friends that we hang out with all the time and do life together. So if you ever hear me say that, now you have a background. This is Carla. Carla is actually my stylist. So Carla is my stylist. I've known her for like 15, 16 years. She's like completely redone my entire closet. We live in Spanx. In fact, we actually sent Sarah a text message the other day because we both realized we were wearing Spanx at the same time while we were out together, and we're just in love with them. So, you know, she's wearing the striped new ones, which look awesome with white running shoes as well, which I love. But I think you are a great stand for also, shall we auction the boots? Shall we auction the boots? Okay, I don't know how to auction. You're an auctioneer? Oh my God, come up here. Just ask and it shall be received. Okay, of course you are. That's so great. Okay.
I love you, girl.
You're the best. Okay, so I'm going to give you this.
Can you believe
So-
I'm an auctioneer?
So here's the scenario. So these boots, I've only worn them here. I love these boots. It's a very hard moment for me. I really love these boots. My husband does not want me to give these boots away, but it's for a good cause. We're going to give 100% to Toys for Tots. And I will also, with these boots, give an hour coaching session for free with me, meaning that I'll throw that in. So I'll do a strategy session privately with you in the month of October. And so we can really work on some good strategy. I work fast, so as long as you can keep up with me, we can design a whole year in an hour. So start the auctioning.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your bid cards in the air. Get your bid cards in the air. Can I see your bid cards? Here we go. These are Louboutin. They're not knockoffs, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We're going to start the bidding at just $25. 25 the bids in. Now let's go 50.
Oh, hell no, not $25.
Oh, hang
we
on,
need
girl.
to
I
start
got a
the
system.
auction.
I got a system. All right. We got $50 now, $50 bid. Okay.
Just do it. Just do it.
Okay, and $75 bid. Now up, now 70's in. Now let's go $100 bid. Now $100 bid. Now 1.5. Now 1.5's in. Now 175. Thank you, madam. Now go $200. Now 2's here down in the front row. Thank you, madam. Can we have 2.5? Now 250. 250's in. Now let's go 275. 275 the bid. Now go $300. 3 and $400. Now $500 the bid. Now 5's in. Now let's go 6. $600. Woo! $600 in. Now let's go 7. $700 bid. Now 7's in. Now let's go $800. $800 bid. Now whoa, there we go over there, ma'am. Woo, big spender. Do we have 1,000? 1,000's in. Now let's go 1,250. We got 1,250. Let's go 1,500.
back there.
$1,500 bid. Now let's go $2,000. Woo! Lady in the back row, we got a contender. 2,000's in. Now go 2.5. $2,500. Big spender.
It's Toys for Tots.
$2,500. Woo! Shanda, how much does it cost to coach with you for 1 hour?
You can't. I'm not hireable for 1 hour. I'm just not.
So it's valued at $1 trillion.
No, I mean honestly. So if I was going to give something for, I wouldn't. I mean. You did.
I'll take your $2,550 and I will raise you to $3,000. Back to you, madam, at $3,000. Don't think about the shoes.
Do you not think I can help you make more than $3,000?
It's not about the shoes. How much does it cost to coach with you for 1 hour? Just a second. I want to create some value here. How much does it cost if you were worthy to coach with you?
I mean, so you could only book me for a day, and so if you're a client, it's $25,000. If you're not a client, it's $35,000.
We're at $3,000. Get real. This is for a good cause. $3,000 in the back row. Now let's go $3,500. $3,500 the bid. Go. Do I see $3,500? You need it. You want it. Let's go. You have the money. Who has the money? The 35's in. Now let's go $4,000. Back to you, madam, in the back row. $4,000 bid. Now come on. What are we talking about here? 4,000's in, let's go 4,500. Bids in at 4,500, let's go 5. Bid at 5, do I see $5,000?
I'm leaving.
It's going to Toys for Tots. You get an hour, $5,000. Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. All right.
Okay, so I will double the bid for Toys for Tots. So whatever it gets, whatever.
Oh, wow.
If we go up from here, I'll match it.
Love that. So essentially, we're at $10,000, but I got a next bid here, over here somewhere at 55, right? Where was that? Back row over there. $5,500 bid. Now let's go 55. Do not lose these shoes. Do not lose. Don't be the person that said no to 1 hour of coaching with Shanna, okay? If you're in at 5,000 or 4,000 already, 5,500 is no difference. $5,500 bid. Now, Serena, you're in. Let's go. $5,500 bid. Now, let's go, let's go, let's go. Once. You're going to lose them. Serena, these are not your shoes. Where is $5,500? $5,500 bid. Now, let's go. 6,000. Okay, hang on. I was just on The Price is Right. So I feel really like we can do much better than this. I just won a $7,000 trip on The Price is Right. Come on. Okay? Serena, I'm going to do you a favor. Doesn't matter. You're going to give them away. You know what you can do, Serena? You can actually auction these off again for generosity and double the bid. So here we go.
You could sell them. You could sell them on Poshmark.
Yeah.
And get your money back, or
That's
at least
right.
half of it.
We're going to go to
Think like an entrepreneur.
$6,250. $6,250 is the bid. And she's bidding against herself, folks, but we'll take it. We'll take it. You know what? It doesn't even matter. You're freaking amazing. Big round of applause for her. No. Wait.
Come up there.
No. No. I am not done. No, sorry, you're amazing, but these are not your shoes yet. These are not your shoes yet. You're amazing, but these are not your shoes yet. I need to raise the bid at $6,500. Bid at $6,500. Yeah, no, it's true. I did not say that. Just because I said she was amazing didn't mean I said once, twice, 3 times a lady, okay? You gotta listen. $6,500 bid. Stay with me. This still open. $6,500 going once.
I'll give 30 minutes more.
$6,500 bid. Now let's go $7,000. $7,000 the bid. Now do I see $7,000 once? Back to you, ma'am, at $7,000. Let's go. $7,000. $500 more. $7,000's in. Now let's go. $8,000 bid. Do I see $8,000?
Okay, we're gonna add in Carla. We'll take you shopping for a day on top of it. By the way, this is packaging and pricing.
$8,000. They really don't smell that bad. $8,000. Let's go once.
What?
$8,000 going twice. Come on, Shelly. What are we talking about here?
Barry will add in, if we go up from here, 1 hour of event strategy as well. Honestly, you are now on a retail value. You would be sitting at least somewhere around a $40,000 mark. If you don't make that type of money from an hour and a half with me, an hour with them, something's wrong.
So recap: shopping with you, hour with you,
Hour
with
and a half.
hour and a half. Excuse me, an hour with
Barry
event
and the
strategy
Sage event
with Barry.
team.
Oh, he's so cool. And what do we get from Amy? Just kidding.
It's 90 minutes.
Okay.
She's doing 90 minutes now. By the way, she does Russell Brunson's, Jeff Walker's, she does everybody's events. And she knows how to monetize big, small, all across the board.
Last one, 8,000 going once. Shelly, sorry, here we are. 8,000 going twice. It's only $500 more and then we're closing out. 8,000 3 times. You got it!
Thank you, thank you. That is awesome. Come down here. Where is she? Woo! Can you hold that?
I can't even wear the shoes.
That's great. No, I love it. I love it. So let me ask you a quick question.
Yes.
Why did you do it?
For time with you.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and okay for kids, but really, time with you.
Yeah, so I can promise you everything that I've taught yesterday about generosity, you will be totally set up.
I have no
I
doubt.
mean, it doesn't, if we're not done in an hour and a half, we'll just keep going. So we'll make sure you're set up, okay?
Yeah.
I really do live and breathe this conversation. So, yeah, congratulations. I'm gonna ask you to go back to my team at the back table. There's Nicole back there. Nicole, raise your hands. And she'll make sure that we have all your information to get you set up, okay?
Yeah, so who wants to buy some boots?
There's a site called Poshmark that you can go to. It's very addicting. Be very careful. And or you can come back to Carla, and one of the beautiful benefits about Carla is she can actually resell your stuff. Yes.
Sweet, thank you.
You're welcome. Yay! Awesome. Okay, so again, so I'm doubling that. That went for 8,000, right? Okay, so we've got 16,000 going for Toys for Tots. That's awesome. That's what can happen when you're willing to stand in the fire and go for something. That was a perfect demonstration of packaging and pricing, which I'm getting into not this segment, but the next one. So that was a perfect demonstration on it. And then, thank you. I'm going to let you two run. Yes. Thank you. Love you both. Stop with you for a second. So, Amy Amata, these are like the second Spanx that I actually got. I wore these at the Zone event last year, and they're awesome. They're super sexy. So, so in the essence, again, of complete give, complete 100% give. Amy is doing an event right after our event, and you have tickets to go to it. Now, the challenge is we can't fit all these people. So we're at a very limited capacity at this point. I don't even know what your room fit like 2, right? You're somewhere around. So we're somewhere around 2. So there's a card. Do you guys see it? I think I have it.
I think they're handing it out.
Oh, you're handing it out. I thought it was out.
Let's hand it out.
Okay, they're gonna hand this out. Sorry, I thought this was out. You got the arm tanks though, right? Yes. Aren't these awesome? Okay, so as they're handing those out, these arm tanks are amazing. Gentlemen, I expect to see every single one of you wearing them. Okay? Renee? Okay. So, but give them to another woman in your life. You can pack them in a Christmas present. You know, it's a great thing to pack inside of a Christmas present. But these are great because if you have short sleeves, or I like to wear long sleeve shirts underneath my t-shirts. I think it's a really cute look. These are great because it doesn't feel like you've got this sloppy thing underneath it. So it keeps your arms nice and warm, and they're just super stylish and cute. Okay, so you guys got this. This was donated by Spanx. That was really cool. Super cool. Generous company. In addition, because I just can't help it, I'm going to throw out my favorite ones. So if for some reason those Spanx don't fit, you can just go, look up here for a second. If those don't fit, you can go to the retail shop, the retail corner, and they'll exchange them for whatever size that fits, okay? Those are my favorite. I wear them all the time. They're great. Okay, so you got this. So the secret with this scenario, don't turn this in if you're not going, because we need a really good head count on this because she has got material. So let me tell you why, if you wanted to stay, And the whole vision of this, oh, look at this.
We have a model.
I'm Tank Man.
We have a model, yes.
It's so nice to have fun at events, right? The controlling people are saying, get on with it, chick. Get on with it. But again, in the spirit of generosity, Amy has been a client of ours. She did $500,000 in a weekend just recently. She's awesome. So again, because she's always so generous inside of the community, like she has been for quite some time, while we were doing strategy, I was like, why don't you just do an event at the end of my event, since you're doing a 3-day event anyway? And she does messaging. So I know there was like over 300 of you in her breakout. And so the cool thing about that is if you do want to go and get 3 days of that, she's going to drill down deep. It's here in Phoenix, strategically right after this event. I know some people have flights. I also know a lot of people are going that are coming here as well, which is awesome. It's the Dream Big event. Woohoo! So, but anyway, so do you have any like two-second anything about this?
How many of you have a big message for the world? Yes. So it's all about creating a message for millions of people. And for those of you who are future millionaires, this is your opportunity to really dig deep and know how to say who it's for, what you're doing, who you are, and who you serve. It's just the most powerful way to have a message that lands for millions.
And what's really cool is you've taught a lot of people in our community to really dig down deep and figure out that piece that you get stuck on, like, I don't know what to offer as well. Yes. Because, you know, you gotta make a decision. Money loves speed, so you gotta make a decision so at least you move forward. It's not happening all up here, right? So she's really helped a lot of people inside the community. I'm awesome to partner with you. So if you are wanting to go to the Dream Big event, this is not a free event, but for you, you can go for free. But what you need to do is put your information on here so that they can actually confirm that you're coming, and you need to hand it back there on the break. Are we all in agreement? If you're like I might go, I might not go, then like write that on here. Like seriously, just be like, I have to work something out, let me see. Write that on here. So at least she can have somebody on her team call you or text you and say, did you work that out, so that they can have a seat for you. Or she can say that the room's full, you know, next year. Sound good? Cool? Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you. Is this empty? Oh, I have to give away one more thing. I know, I just love to give. Christmas time's my favorite time. Okay, so I'm going to, again, this is, again, a Toys for Tot. If you're annoyed at me pushing right now, this is what commitment looks like. I mean, it is. It is what commitment looks like. You have got to be this much of a stand for what you're doing. I'm so committed to having a crazy success story around Toys for Tots. I'm so committed to that. It's so important to me. And so I'm going to prove generosity everywhere that I can prove it. And so I'm actually going to give you my water bottle, which is awesome. It says, don't manage your time, manage your mind. So I'm going to give this bottle to you if you actually go and do a subscription over at Highburst. And here's why I want to share this with you. Highburst is my husband's company. It's a vision and a dream to stop putting shit in your body. He used to work for Monster, and he quit. He had a great, great, great job with that company. And he came to me and he kept asking me, like, I think I gotta quit. I think I gotta quit. Like, what do you think? What do you think about if I go off and I start a hydration company and I do it the right way and I don't sell out on the products that I put in it because it's expensive? And I said, you gotta do whatever you wanna do. And he kept asking me for permission, right? Sometimes you're doing that. You're asking people for permission to go after your vision or your dream. This is why when somebody says to you and you're actually making an offer, I have to check with my husband or my spouse or my wife or my business partner. Now, I understand that's a real thing until it's not. One day, my husband walked in and he said to me, I was leading a mastermind, and he said to me, Shanda, I have to quit because I have to do this. And so this was a vision and a dream that he launched. It's an incredible company. I am drinking it. You would have no voice with me right now. I have never been able to sustain a 3-day event, ever, until last year. So normally I would have no voice, and I would be like this right now, and it would be really distracting for you because as I was trying to teach you, I would be like this, and some of you guys know that because you've been at more events than this one with me. So I am constantly drinking this product. So I'm going to give away at the retail shop these glasses. If you take this glass, if you actually go to the High Burst booth and you get a subscription, the reason why I'm going to say subscription is because I want you to be in the game. It's cheap. It's a hydration product. I'm not asking you to do a $1,000 or $200 a month scenario. It's like $84 at this event for 3 months. You get what I'm saying? But try the product, drink the product, and you're going to feel amazing. My makeup artist said she used to take those 3-hour or 5-hour energy shots, and last year she drank a High Burst and she sat in a session where I actually taught my full webinar presentation, and she said I was able to actually sit through the whole thing and mentally go through the areas I would normally quit and actually get all the way to the end. So it's a great product, and there's nothing bad for you in it. Cool? Yeah? Thank you. Oh, let me give you the mug. Not the mug, but, and I will not drink out of plastic glasses, so these are not plastic glasses. I feel like I need to give more love. No clients. I hook you guys up at your masterminds. Don't act like I don't. So I'm wondering, okay, Barry, I'm going to try this iPad. If I don't like it, I'm going to switch over to a flip chart. Okay, let's have some fun. Okay, so I would like to show you, I need things off my space, so hold on. I would like to show you the money. Would you like to see the money? Yes, show me the money. I want to show you how easy it is to make money. So anything can be monetized. What can be monetized? Anything can be monetized. And so it's really important to have what to monetize? Oh God, I'm in trouble. Yes, an audience, an email list, a buyer's list. It's really important to have that. Whether you choose social media or email list, I recommend email list, then social media. You know, I recommend them both, and you already know the reason why. So as I'm reading through this, I was highlighting, I might butcher your name. Your company is Reverse Approach. Can you come up here for a sec? Or at least go to the mic. Do we have mics in there? There, she's running you a mic right now. Awesome. Can you say your first name for me? Mordecai.
Mordecai.
Mordecai?
Yeah, Mordecai.
You got a great voice.
Or Morty, for sure.
Morty. I could do Morty.
There we
Okay,
go.
good. Morty's great. Okay, so Morty, when I was reading your hot seat application, so you're wanting motivation, which are you getting that here?
Yes.
You don't sound like it.
Yes.
What would motivation look like?
Yes.
That's right. Okay, so you need that. Did you notice when Dean came out on the stage last night, he was getting you moving? I mean, I was back there going, oh my God, that's amazing. I want to be on that stage. And everybody's like, you got to bring it. You got to bring it on video. You got to bring it on conference calls. You got to bring it on, the stage. You got to bring it. So if I come with energy like this, I'm not going to get the same result from you guys. And you guys are going to go to sleep. Do you see what I'm saying? So you got to bring it. So that's motivational tip number 1. My last company did is it 50 million?
Yes.
Okay, my last company did 50 million sales, and I had 150 employees. I'm now on the move to what?
I don't remember what I said.
Okay, so
Just
I
trying to
love your
convince you to
vision
pick me.
of $5 million by helping 500 people lose 100 pounds each without dieting. What's your story with
Right.
that?
Well, growing up, I was a heavy child, and I struggled with my weight for most of my life. Always gaining and losing weight, and really suffering because of it, feeling isolated, bullied, and left out. And
Can you give me a specific moment when someone bullied you?
honestly, I don't remember being bullied. I just
Okay,
feel it.
so make sure, do you know why I did that? So I'm actually for myself, trying to get a connection with him. So that's what that specific moment does. So, you know, I'm feeling you, but I'm not intimate with you yet.
All right. So, so I lost and gained weight for most of my life, and then there was a moment when I was 25 years old, when I was running my company, very successful outwardly, had all the things that I wanted, the car, the penthouse, all the things everyone thought I was happy, but inside I felt quite miserable. And the reason I did it was because I felt like a failure. My body was out of control, and I was, you know, one morning got out of bed and went over to the mirror, and I looked at myself, and I just didn't recognize the man that was looking back at me. And I stood on this scale, and I saw I weighed 327 pounds, and in that moment, I knew I wasn't going to live like this anymore. And I realized that my process...
Stop right there. Do you see how he said the word realize? I'm just using you as a second. This is beautiful. This was a huge aha moment for me for storytelling when I hired Chris Smith, who's not here, but he owns a company called Campfire Fact. So he's crossing the bridge right now. Do you see what I'm saying? So you you could cut so much of that story out and go right before that in that moment, and you share that if you've got to move people quickly, just so you know, because that realization, I just want you all to hear it because we say it constantly. I don't know why that was a huge aha for me, but it just made storytelling super simple, where now I don't feel like I have to constantly hire somebody to help me work a story. I just start telling my story and I wait to hear that word. And then I start reworking my story. Do you get what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't want you to always have to be codependent on your coach. I want you to hire your coach to keep moving you forward and learn along the way. Obviously, there's more to storytelling than just that, but that was like a huge opening place for me. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So you were saying the beginning part wasn't necessary, or
It was fine. It was fine, but it's like you can get to the point, the moment that you got out of bed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you got out of bed, you looked in the mirror, and whatever you saw, and then you got on the scale and you were 300 pounds. That's
327.
327. The more specific,
Every
the better.
pound counts.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, so yeah, my story. So.
You're adorable.
So I'm standing there looking at myself, and I recognized that I dropped out of college and didn't really get a great education, but I built this somewhat successful business.
Go back, because you're going now back there. So it's like, what did you realize when you were stepping on that scale?
So I realized two things. One is that I wasn't going to live like this anymore, but I wasn't going to diet because I've gained and lost 100 pounds multiple times, and I wasn't going to do it again. And I realized that reading books about successful entrepreneurs was what helped me be successful in the first place. But around dieting, I never really took time to read about people who successfully lost weight and kept it off. I was just going on these diets over and over again.
So you didn't study?
I didn't study people. I just went along with what I was being told.
Right.
And that aha moment was really powerful, because at that moment, I realized that if I can just find people who successfully lost weight and have maintained it for multiple years, those are the folks that know what they're doing, not the diet company trying to sell me a product.
Yeah.
Not the new fad diet.
So who did you find, or what happened?
So there was this guy called Dr. Gabriel, John Gabriel.
Yeah.
And it's called the Gabriel Method. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but it's a really powerful book. And he talks about changing your habits and how, it's a mindset and, meditation and visualizations and things that had nothing to do with food. On the contrary, he encourages you to eat whatever you desire, whatever you want. So I started implementing some of those processes, and for the first time in my life, I gave myself permission to just allow myself to eat what I wanted without feeling bad or feeling guilty. And that was a big shift. And over the course of a year or two, dropped 100+ pounds and maintained it for over 5 years now.
Powerful. Yeah. So, that's super powerful. The proof is in the pudding. See what just happened there? So anybody can do that anytime. If you were to just sit down with a pen and paper before you jumped on Facebook Lives or, walked into an event or a meeting. I don't ever walk into an event without knowing exactly, why am I at this event? I'm always clear. I set my intention of why I'm at the event, and then I focus completely on transforming everybody's life around me that I can. Because it always comes back to me. Somewhere I'll meet someone, or somebody will connect me with someone, and my solution is solved, right? So just know, but if you don't tell stories like that, the way he just did it, then you don't create movements. And so now you just sound like the guy that says, I want to show people how to, or I want to inspire people how to lose weight without dieting, which is about 80% of the dieting population. Is telling people not to diet. I'm not kidding you. It's something I hear nonstop from people who are teaching people how to eat properly. Nonstop, I am constantly hear that same thing. It's as if that's the hook that everybody wants. It's not. They hear it all the time. They hear it all the time. It's that is a whole bloody water of generalists, and you've got to get out of that. So now, how are you getting paid? Can I get the cameraman to just move so that I can actually see? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
People before profits right now.
So it's a new venture that I just getting started. I'm still figuring out the pricing structure. I haven't quite figured that out yet.
Okay, so tell me. So then, how do you want to make money with this? Do you want to run groups? Do you want to do retreats? Do you want to?
I mean, the big vision is to create an online version of Weight Watchers where people are supporting each other virtually.
Okay, have you worked with anybody around it yet?
I mean, I'm working on it myself.
Okay, great. So I'm going to recommend that you obviously get, just like any big company is going to do, a beta test of people. So let's get paid for the beta test. You understand what I'm saying?
How do you mean beta test?
So, instead of, I hate the model where you just go, work with a bunch of people for free. These coaching companies, especially around health, teach this thing where you go out and you, work with a bunch of people for free, and you wonder why, nobody follows the program. There's nothing vested, right? So I would love you to take what you've been doing with you and then take a group of people that pay you and start doing it with them and get some success stories. Make sense?
Yeah, so I've been helping people over the last 6 months lose weight, and it's been working. So I've just wanted to test out my theories on others that want to lose lots of weight, and it's more or less free.
Yeah, I would like you to charge for it.
Right. Yeah.
I would like you to charge for it.
That's the thing. Right.
Yeah, even if so, and I'll show we're going to do packaging and pricing in a little bit, but just a little bit of packaging and pricing was what you just saw with the auctioneer. As you add things, value goes up. And so, and people are always afraid to add things, but imagine, what do you think you would charge someone to come?
Right, so I mean, I can charge, so somebody who wants to lose 100 pounds is going to pay well over $10,000 to do that, and it can be done in a year. My biggest problem is that I feel often, I don't want to gorge somebody because I can. I don't want to charge somebody 10, 15.
You need to get over that conversation.
Well, I mean, it depends.
No, I really believe you need to I understand what you're saying. But I really feel like you need to don't be right about this.
I have the question, which is, do I want to have a bigger impact or do I want to make more money, right? So if I want to make more money, it's quite easy. You charge 10, 20 people, $20,000, and then you're making a decent salary. And you can,
and maybe you do. Do you have a bunch of money to fund this for a few years?
I do.
Great. So then I'm going to say, you're going to go audience first. I want to make sure that this is working for me. See. Is this on? I've got it on my, I don't know where it's. Thank you. I actually have one of these at home, and I can't work yours. Ha! It ain't me. All right, I'll let you guys figure that out. So, no, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Thank you. So, okay, so first of all, I hear you, and I see you, and I feel you. And I could charge significantly higher. $10,000 is not a lot of money. It's just not. I'm going to tell you it's not a lot of money. However, I'm cool with you building out a membership site that's $49 or $97 a month. I'm fine with that. But here's what you need to make any money, unless you want to be a nonprofit forever, right? And you want to just give it away and not, like, there's nothing wrong with not making money at something if that's the choice. But if you're here to build a business around it, you need a big audience to make that work. So what if, I mean, there's always, first of all, I think that coaching at some point is going to become free. I think we're moving into a model that's going to happen at some point. And so as the economies shift. So I think it's moving in that direction anyway, but people are always going to pay for access. And so right now you actually need access with people so that you can actually see what's working and what's not working.
Right.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So charge $5,000, charge $2,000. What if you took people to, we were actually just talking about this at the Accelerator Pass. What if, do you have an email list or an audience?
No.
Okay, so obviously I'm going to suggest that.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I am. But I'm going to suggest that you do like an online show where you interview a bunch of people that run dieting companies, because your clients are in there. The people that you want to serve are in there. They've tried multiple different diets. They're on people's email lists. They're getting information from them, right? So if you went, you could theme it out anything. It could be, I don't know if you even like plants, animals, you don't care, whatever that looks like, but you could take a massive stand in your online show, like this whole, I wouldn't say dieting doesn't work because it's being talked about everywhere. I think you could get an even stronger stand, but for the lack of going into messaging like that right now, say you did like a whole, I mean, it could be we could just do weight loss. You could do weight loss, right? So if you did a weight loss show and you put some sort of a tagline on it that was really strong around your positioning, what you believe. You can eat anything you want and lose weight.
As long as it's from God.
As long as it's from God. That's awesome. So you could put that as a tagline. Now, the people he attracts are going to be interested in God, and they're going to be interested in getting off the dieting bandwagon because you can eat anything that you want. Do you get what I'm saying? So now you interview a bunch of people, you do your whole online show. From there, you could literally do a retreat. This is what I talked about at the Accelerator Pass breakfast this morning. It just worked out where there was one person and I think it's applying to you. Say you had 15 people. Are you okay with, I don't know, are you okay with charging $2,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
2,000 sounds good.
Great. Let's do 2,000 people, $2,000, and let's do just 15 people, right? For $2K. That's $30,000. I know that you're cash rich, so you're fine based on what you're telling me. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Okay. So your online show, let's say, does 5,000 people. Out of 5,000 people, he's already showing me he's got accomplishments behind him. He's powerful. There's going to be less personal development with getting him out of the way to talk to people, to come onto the show. So this is a fine number. You could blow this out of the water. So 5,000 people. Do you think 15 are going to want to work with you?
That's 5,000 people watching the show?
No, 5,000 people. You don't give your show away without registrations.
Right,
They
so
register.
5,000 people registered to the show, and out of
5,000 people register for the show. The show is not available on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere. You can only get this show if you give your name and your email. You have to register,
Okay.
okay?
So you register, you watch the show, and out of 5,000 people, 15 people pay $2,000, which is $30,000.
To come to a 2, 3, 4-day retreat with you, whatever you need to do the work with them. That's where generosity comes into play. What do you need to get the job done?
Could it be in a virtual coaching group?
It could. It totally could. If you want to do that, you could totally do that. If you can you deliver it that way?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So if you can deliver it that way, you can do that. Then this number could go massively up. Oh, but you don't want to charge more than $2,000. How long do you want to work with them?
I would say 90 days would be a good start.
Okay. So let's just say.
We need them for a year, but I would say start with 90 days.
Okay, so you're going to funnel them. So basically, if you've got, this is a 90-day virtual program. Out of 5,000, let's just say 30 people. So if you've got, what is that? 60,000. I know I should know that, but I don't. So that's now $60,000. 30 people say yes to him. Maybe it takes you a couple months to sell this. Then you've done $60,000, a 90-day program. After that 90-day program, you can make these guys an offer for people who want to work with you more. Now, if you want to start funneling into a membership site, you could totally do that. Let's just say $97 a month for, a year, right? So you've got that. Or you could actually have a closing conversation with these people after the 90 days. You could start having it like 2.5 months in for the last half a month, or you could do conversations, or you could do an end retreat. You could do lots of different models with this. But out of those 30 people, so when a group goes through Pace Private, we have anywhere between 50 and 60% that renew with us the next year. That's huge. That's huge. Okay, so let's just say you get half of these renew with you. You've got 15 people who renew with you, which I know you're opposed to the high-end price point, but
If they can afford it, I'm not opposed to it.
okay, great. So now you've got, let's say, a year of one-on-one coaching, which doesn't have to be with you if you teach somebody else how to really do this well. Right? But I would recommend that you do the process first yourself so that you can even intern someone or take a success story. Yeah. All of our coaches are success stories. Some of them teach my model better than I do because they're better teachers. Hear what I'm saying? So I recommend, though, you do it first yourself. So 15 people renew with you. Out of those 15 people, let's just say that they invest, let's just do $12,000. Right? So you got $12,000 times 15, $180,000. Now let me just ask you a question. This is automated. This is hand-holding. Who's going to get a better result? Totally. So at the end of the day, we have these questions. Lots of people love to automate because they have this idea that they can get out of working. You're not that person. But I hear it all the time. I want to start a membership site. Great. How strong is your following? Or how deep are your pockets for ads? And do you know your funnel, your messaging, your front lead gen? Do you have all that locked in, and is it converting well that if we throw traffic towards it and we pay for traffic, it's going to convert? Usually the answer is no. And I'm going to still go back to this strategy in some capacity of you working with people because of the fact that this is where you figure that out. Now, what a lot of people do is they go here and they just take the cash and they're not having the forward momentum thought process of building out both of these models. Because there's a group of people who just want to hang out here. And it sucks, but they just don't all get great results. Not only not all, most of them don't. Because I am highly driven. Do you know how many courses I've bought to study?
How many?
A lot. Now I don't feel so bad because now everything's digital, so I have nothing sitting on the shelf. Before it was all sitting on the shelf, like haunting me and telling me how much of a loser I am because I haven't finished that course. You feel me? Right? And so, although I do like this model for funneling people up to here, but this means that you need a really good audience or deep pockets. You do have deep pockets, but we still need to figure out the front-end lead gen for all of that, which I think is very easy once you just work with these 30 people. 15 are going to say yes, so out of just making 30 his focus, do you think 30 people out of 5,000 would want to work with him? They will. They totally will.
Can I ask a question? How long does it take for a list to grow to 5,000 people when creating a show in your experience?
So we tell people 90 days, but honestly, we can do. I mean, Jean Bills, our head trainer and coach, she's in the coaching zone. She can literally do this inside of 3 weeks.
Wow.
Inside of 3 weeks, she'll go find the experts, I'll interview, and then we're done. Right? So that's powerful. Now we also teach people. I'm afraid to say this in this room, where they could actually have like a journalist do the interviews for them. There's a whole system in edifying you, to be able to do that. So there's ways of continuing to leverage even this. But at the end of the day, this is the freedom game. Because if I gave you the numbers yesterday of what I was paying for this room, but is Kevin Hudo here? No. Okay. He's outside. Let's just say, I was just going to give you crazy accurate, but let's just say 5,000 people is costing me like $5 an opt-in. That's 25,000. If I do this with cold traffic, it's going to cost me 25,000 in ad spend. Who's doing it the smart way? I do both, but I got tons of cash flow. We didn't even start selling Pace Private, and we had 45 people in it. Do you hear what I'm saying?
So to get 5,000 people is going to cost $25,000.
No, only if you did cold traffic.
Oh, the other way?
If you do the online show, it's going to cost you a virtual assistant. Right? HireMyMom.com, virtual assistant. And a virtual assistant, they range in pricing. You do not need a virtual assistant that costs $35 an hour for this show. It's an opt-in page and some emails.
What is a virtual assistant doing to bring the traffic?
Well, they don't. They actually will set up your registration page for you, which I showed you guys yesterday with the video, the place to put your name and email. Are y'all following me? So that's what they set up. You cut the video, you give it to them, they go and they set it all up on a domain, and you don't do any of that. They set up a thank you page after people register with an email that goes out that tells them when you're going to start giving them access to the interviews you've done. You can do the interviews on the phone, or you can do them through video. Doesn't make a difference. They could be 10 minutes, they can be 30 minutes, they can be an hour. Hear me? If you're a show host, you control this audience. And you can control the movement based on what you want to influence, because people who are understanding you will keep following because they get you. Are you seeing the power of this, you guys? It's incredibly powerful. So this is a very inexpensive way of doing it. I mean, if you're looking at VA opt-in page, which is your registration page, cut your video on your iPhone or your MacBook Pro. I'm not going and hiring I still don't go and hire some crazy expensive person to do video. I mean, we have a videographer. I do content days once a month, but I've actually never hired somebody to do my registration page video. I've always done it on my MacBook, sitting in my living room. Cool?
And the marketing for the 5,000 people comes through Google,
Nope,
Facebook?
everybody that you interview. So every influencer that inspires this show mails their database.
Right, that's the key.
That's the key. And that's why knowing how to position, that's why you already love your conversation. You've got a personal conviction around it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna make a difference in that area. But you can make a difference the hard way, or you can make the difference the easy way, or you can make the difference the old way of doing things, which is networking. right? Just seeing what sticks. I think your vision of doing a lower priced offer is awesome. It's just, it will cost like these type of numbers to bring in 5,000 people. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna buy the low priced offer. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Is it starting to click? Are you starting to see it?
Kind of. Why wouldn't they buy the low price offer?
What?
Why would they not buy the low
Because
price offer?
if you're buying traffic and they don't know you, and you haven't already built a good audience, then what happens is they're called cold traffic.
But I'm not buying traffic. They're coming from the show or from
Yeah,
leverage.
if you do the show, that's easy.
Yeah, so when people come to the show, they can either sign up for the higher end product or the lower end product.
Yeah, but I recommend you pick one or the other. So you could sell this offer. Now it becomes a sales lead offer,
Right.
which means that he sells this offer to the email list first, which then tells you who your buyers are, which the other way of saying that is it now tells you who is the most driven to succeed. So you can do that. And that's a great way, especially if you're practicing sales, because now at least you have a more qualified buyer at that point. Now you can go in and have a conversation with these people to see if they're interested in this. Or it could be this or this, a virtual program or private. Doesn't make a difference. If they've purchased this product, then 12,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, those buyers already know who you are. I mean, let's be honest. People are going to fat farms and they're paying $40,000 for a week at a retreat to lose weight, and then they go back into their life with no support. Imagine if you created a retreat and then gave virtual support off the back end of the retreat.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? There's so many. Generosity is so cool when you start playing with it, because if you're always focused over there at them getting their results, you can create your packaging around that, which becomes juicy. Once you believe in that like crazy, then what happens is you get the Dean Graziosi effect, which he was showing you last night, is when you're excited about anything, you're already a natural enroller. Are you seeing it?
I am, yeah.
Awesome. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, I just want to run a couple cash strategies. So, and I've got about 20 minutes, so hit the mics. Oh gosh.
I'm here.
Cool. Go ahead.
My name's Michelle Pace, and I am. Oh, hi.
You got some fans in the room.
Apparently, I do. Hi.
Okay, so what's your question? And if you guys don't mind, I'm going to be laser with you. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just going in to do as much work as I can.
I'm trying to think of a question. I really just wanted to get up to the mic.
I love that. Okay, so.
So I am planning a cannabis-infused wellness retreat for women.
Yeah, cool. What's your question, though? Because if you don't have a question, I'm going to move.
About pricing, maybe pricing them at $39.97.
Okay, so why did you choose that price, and is that for a live retreat?
It's a 3-day retreat, yes.
For
3 days, 2 nights. For a wellness retreat.
$399?
$3,997.
$3,009. Okay. So I'm just going to say $3,900. Okay? So $3,900 for 3 days. And what's the big promise that you're promising out of it?
A deeper spiritual awakening and connection with themselves.
It's just what everybody's doing.
With
I want you guys, it is. Every spiritual person. It's like a deeper connection with you, or a deeper connection with nature, or a deeper, so I want you all to set your visions on becoming millionaires, if you're not yet. If you already are, then let's go bigger. Seriously, because the more money you make, the more you can give away. You just can. So it's like, how do we make that more specific?
I think with the cannabis element,
That's true. Yes, that is
I think
true.
that's something that hasn't been done, or at least I haven't seen a retreat with the cannabis infusion.
I'm sure it's happening, for sure.
probably
But
is.
it does, I mean, in my mastermind, the guy with the really sweet, jet, He's one of the biggest ones in the industry. He's huge. He was the one fighting the laws for quite some time. So, it's coming in massive droves right now. So with that being said, so that is unique. But the way you position it was like this spiritual.
I guess the other piece of it is I'm trying to demystify the stigma surrounding cannabis. There's a huge stigma right now.
But be okay with just standing in it. You know, just be okay with, I mean, you're not going to stand out. The guy with flying the jet, well, he's not flying it, but, you know, he's not apologizing at all. You know, he's not apologizing. He was out there pushing it a long time ago and has been standing through it and financially going through it and now is financially reaping the benefits of it. You've got to be a stand. So if you are I get that you're a stand for it, but you need to be a stand to this entire room and everybody outside. Like, don't mask it. Don't call it a spiritual retreat to get connected with yourself. It's like, be clear about what it is. It's what makes it stand out.
It's an opportunity to smoke cannabis and do yoga.
There's an audience for that. There's an audience for that. You get what I'm saying? There's an audience for that.
I hope
so.
I need
Just
to
like
find them.
shamans, just like, you know, people who do the medicine with shamans, there's an audience for that. But if you're apologetic around it, then I'm telling you, you're going to be the best kept secret. Okay,
I don't want to be the best kept secret.
Okay, so what's your email list size at?
Probably around 100.
Pardon me?
Around 100.
Okay, do you have any other way of getting traffic?
This is a stage right now, so I'm hoping to get some traffic here.
Yeah, no.
No,
That's not the way to do
I don't.
it. So the way to do it is give and create lots of relationships and help a lot of people get what they want, and then people start jumping on your bandwagon. It's
Right.
not asking for support before we actually give,
Gotcha.
right?
Absolutely.
So, okay, so I see this all the time. You're clear about what you do. You know what you do, right?
Yes.
But you got no buyers.
Right.
That's the problem. So we talked about this last night. We talked about this all day. It's just, you got no business if you've got it. Like, I don't want you guys chasing after influencers. Hey, can I be your friend? You know what I mean? Can you mail for me? Can you post for me? Oh my God, somebody like reposted my stuff. Like, I don't want you in any of those dialogues. I want you to be the powerhouse everybody's chasing after and then pick and choose the people that you want to do business with. Okay, so first, do an online show. It's very cost effective. Let's just say you just do 1,700 people. I don't know your leadership qualities, but I do know the fact that you were nervous about saying that. You didn't come right out and say that, which tells me that you already have a leadership conversation. I'm seeing it, and that's preventing you from being as generous as you can.
Gotcha. Okay.
You guys see that? So I'm going to put you at 1,700, which is about average.
Okay.
1,700 to 2,300. But not bad. You want to do a 3-day retreat? I mean, your numbers, 3,900. I mean, just take that number. No, this is not the only way to make money. It just is working out this way right now. You know, she can do her 3-day retreat where she just puts 15 people in it for her price. She makes $58,500. Out of that, she'll have between 7 and 9 say yes to additional offerings of yours. So you go and you deliver the goods. You over-deliver. The more you over-deliver, the more this conversion rate goes up because people trust you.
Okay.
Okay? So now just say, I'm going to blow your numbers a little bit, but what could you offer afterwards without getting into it? Can you offer private services right now as you're building?
I'm not sure what I would offer. That's, I guess, where I'm kind of stuck.
Okay, so focus on one thing at a time. Once you enroll 15 here, before you go here, you want to think from the content or the context of what she's delivering here, what would naturally be the next step? They're going to tell you, but I'm going to say, let's just say it's some sort of service from you that is a one-on-one, because I want her in the cash flow right now. I'm not saying she has to stay there, but the highest value is her time. So let's get the cash flow up. So let's just say there is some service where it's you, And let's just say that you charge, you know, $15K for that, which is really cheap for private time with you. So if you have, you know, let's just say 8 say yes to you, that's $120,000, you know, plus your almost $60K.
Okay.
What's important to know is the only thing we focused on was focused on the step you're in. The first step is, what is the online show? Who's the audience that I can attract? I do not have to be a specialist in the online show. Oprah is not a specialist on everybody she interviews. You don't have to know it all or know anything at all. You just need to know who has your client, right? So I would start making a list of all the people who have this client, and then look at what they have in common, and what would be a value show, a conversation that you could host and put together around a topic that all these people have in common that they could share some value on. And there's people at the mic, so. Great, that's fine, that's fine. That's fine, but that's not the model that I'm talking about right at this exact moment. So right now, she's not gonna get on a stage and go speak about this right now. She's having a hard time even saying, you get what I'm saying? So this is why I start with this model, because again, I love it, but I couldn't have done that either when I was trying to figure out my messaging. Make sense? So you stay in the step you're in, you figure out this, who's got your client, you create a show. Show is just a title, a headline, and other people giving their information. You do not give that show away for free. It's not the same as my 6 a.m. coffees with Shanda, which I'm not doing right now, but it's not the same as me getting on Facebook Live and streaming every day on an online show. This is a private online show that you have to subscribe to get the information. It can also be a research project. You guys who love research, you can do a research project. Many books have been written about billionaires or about medical things and things like that that were literally started as interview processes. And you just collaborate all of that, transcribe all of the interviews, and now you've got a whole book. It's very interesting. So then from there, if you do 1,700 people, do you think that 15 out of 1,700 might want to come to her retreat? Yes? Are you guys falling asleep? Okay, good. So, is this getting I want you to percolate. Are you getting excited about what you could do? Is anybody starting to see like what they could maybe do? Like, don't just zone out and listen to this. Start putting like, oh, I could do this, or I could do that. Start like putting your stuff on top of it. Okay, so you just have to focus on, if you would like to make this type of money this year, so 180,000 about, right? If you'd like to make $180,000 this year from this advice, you need to focus on an online show and then 15 enrollments for the year.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
And you can be done if you'd like
you.
to be done. Cool?
Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Julie Nelson. I'm from Madison, Wisconsin.
Awesome.
I have been in corporate for 13 years, and I will be leaving by my 15th year in corporate. I want to celebrate 15 years, and I want to walk out that door.
Woo!
I was put on this earth to make a difference, and I'm not doing it the way I need to now.
Okay.
I'm going to be creating a place called Four Seasons where people can come and bond with their children. We are too busy in our phones. We are too busy.
Oh, I agree with that.
We're not making that an effort. And
I love it.
I volunteer at a
Okay, I'm
hospice
just going to
center.
jump right
Yep,
in
go
because we
ahead.
got 7
Yep.
minutes.
So I don't have the money to buy the land for that right now. I need to start with e-commerce. I want to do a subscription box service where people can subscribe and I can
Okay,
give
so
them
this
these
is back to that
experiences.
membership site. Who?
Yeah.
Yell it out. So what do you need to be able to do that?
Mailings.
You what? You need an audience. Do you have a big audience right now?
No, I
I
don't.
run into this all the time. And then people are like 2 years down the road and they're giving up on their vision because they feel like it's never going to happen and something's wrong with me. There's nothing wrong. The problem is you're not focusing on the thing that actually makes money possible. Okay?
My question was going to be, how much do I charge for that subscription to be able to make the money to
You're
buy
still
the
not
land?
hearing it.
All right, I'm listening.
No,
Stop
stay,
talking.
stay,
Okay.
stay. Are you open or am I?
I am open. I'm
Okay,
open.
awesome.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to insult you or make you
No.
feel bad. Okay,
Sounds
so you got to hear what I'm saying. That is not the step you're in.
Okay.
The step you're in And if you focus on the step you're in and you put everything into it, you're going to do really well. The people who start focusing on the other steps that are not right now, they don't get liftoff. You get what I'm saying? So what you want to do is you want to manage your mind on the step you're in. Don't get worried about that, because the truth is, this is what Dean said to me when I did my infomercial. I said, everybody keeps telling me I need to figure out my call center off the back end. Da, 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 da. What call center? This one or this one? He goes, you don't need a call center. You don't even have a successful infomercial yet. I was like, oh yeah, I actually teach that. That's right. You know what I mean? Like, but because I was in such a bigger model, I was like feeling like I needed to get all my ducks in order, but that just doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. And then finally, when the thing did get a little bit of liftoff and we got a call center, they gave my phone number to AT&T.
Oh.
In the middle of it. That sucked. So you need to, so I love children and bonding. So by the way, these online shows crush it. It's already got a huge heart center and people love it. And it's a huge problem that parents are facing. So if you do an online show that is literally, you know, teaching parents how to bond with their children, even having more fun, how to create a thriving relationship that's connected. Don't miss out on the youthful years of your children. They're moving out. You know what I mean? Like, and come up with that kind of concept and come up with an online show with a strong tag. And you interview, let's say, even like 40 influencers around this topic, you're going to build a massive list. I would actually recommend that you do this forever. And when I say forever, I like forever because that's committed, right? I would like you to actually think about never closing that down, which means that if you're doing that, and there's, let's say, I would start with an interview every day for like the first 30, 40 days.
Okay.
And then roll it into, let's say, once a week, there's an interview that goes out, and let that just be your show. But instead of a podcast, which podcasts are awesome, but instead of a podcast where people can get it for free, actually do it like so people have to subscribe to be able to get, you know, access to your interviews where they're truly helping people. So now you want to create a list of questions that are questions that will be highly beneficial for a parent to listen to so that they can do something with the interview. And the more, and that'll keep getting honed, the more you do, she'll start to go, oh, if I just have this question in every interview, or maybe the interview only ends up being like 7 minutes for busy parents, but those 7 minutes are like something they can do this week with their child. You know, like I'm just getting more specific as I do it, but nothing gets more specific unless we start, right? No great idea is a great idea until it's actually into the market being tested, and then you realize it really wasn't a great idea anyway because now you actually get it, and it starts to actually become a great idea because you're working it now. Do you hear me on that? So do this, because this could put you, you know, anywhere. I mean, you could build a 20,000 person list in a year if you don't let it go.
Okay.
And that's how ambitious you are. Are you ambitious?
I am.
Okay, I had that feeling.
You think?
So, but I do want to share one thing with you.
Okay.
If you go to subscription, you know, again, I would probably, you know, say something along the, let's just say $149. If you just get 20 a month,
Okay.
this is me playing lowball because we're not paying for traffic and we don't know her funnel. So what I'm going to recommend is you do an online show, you do a webinar. Thank God Jason will be here later today. You do a webinar, and off the webinar, you can offer your subscription. If you could do way more than 20 a month. I just like people to win. And so whenever I create a strategy, it's a strategy that I know is very doable. Okay, until I know you and I know you're like really here, then we can amp that up.
Okay.
So just say you did 20 a month at $149. That's $29.80 a month times 12. She'll make $35,000 a year, but she really won't because there'll be attrition on this. Porn sites hold their subscriptions for 90 days. They're very engaging. You know, so you're at a disadvantage because we don't know how quick her attrition is based on how good her product is. So, and if you're leading it or you have a charismatic leader leading it, those are details that when we get to that step, we focus on. We don't focus on it now because we don't know what problems we have until we start doing it. And then we just solve the problems because that's what entrepreneurs do. Cool?
Cool, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, I will do more of these after the break, but I don't want anybody to pass out and comatose. So we're going to take a 30-minute break. On the 30-minute break, I just want to, I don't think I have anything. I'm good, right? Okay, good. On the 30-minute break, I just want to remind you that if you're going to dream big hold on, wait, you guys, before you disappear, it really helps if you just wait a second. It feels better to me, too. If you are going to dream big, if you can hand that in at the back table so that Amy can prepare for you, that would be awesome. And then if you're going to do high burst, I am going to count after the break. Bye, 30 minutes. Thanks. You're welcome.